What's going on, guys? Bobo the Pyro here. How's everybody doing? Tell you guys, unfortunately, right off the bat, I got some really bad news. I highly doubt I'm be able to do any Pyro videos and Pyro stuff this year. I'm just gonna give you the Cliff Notes version because this will be a long video. So if you don't want to stick around, I can. I'm just gonna tell you up front. I severely injured my back a couple weeks ago, and I'm gonna have to have surgery on it soon. Okay, so that's that's actually tomorrow. I'm having surgery, but that's the. That's the Cliff Notes version. For those of you intrepid souls that want to stick around and hear the whole story, I'll see you in a minute. All right, guys, so this is probably going to be a long video because I'm super bored. I'm confined to my house. I really can't walk too well anymore without I have a cane. It's not even a fucking sword cane, which is bullshit, but, you know, I have a cane. So a little backstory on what happened. I've had a bad back most of my adult life. I injured my back in the service many years ago, and I never really, I never really took care of it. Never really got it fixed. It was always one of those deals where I would just kind of work through it when it was out, when it was bothering me. Just pop a couple pills, get a good night's sleep, and I was generally good. And the chickens have basically come home to roost after years of abusing my back and not taking proper care of it, and being fat. That doesn't help either. But a couple weeks ago, I was on my way to work. And I was on a very busy street. For you Michiganders, I was on Van Dyke, right? And a woman was broken down in a Jeep Grand Cherokee. And she was trying to like push it and jump in and steer. And she wasn't going anywhere. And I could tell she was kind of panicking. And what really pissed me off was people were whipping around her, like crazy. Like they were, she was inconveniencing them. They were mad and shit. And I could tell she was really scared and freaking the fuck out, And which makes me sick because people are fucking scumbags, man. That do that. That makes me so mad. Goddamn, you could at least stop and either help her, but you don't got to drive around like a maniac. But that's what people are doing. So I whipped over, put on my flashers, hopped out. I said, "Just get in. I'm gonna push you." Right? Big mistake. So she jumps in. I pushed her car into the parking lot. I said, "Hey, you okay? You good?" She said, "Yeah, my husband's on the way. Thanks." Blah blah blah. So I hopped in my truck, took off to work. As soon as I was walking away, I could just feel my back. Just pain, unimaginable pain spreading through my lower back, shooting down my left leg, okay? So I knew I was in trouble. Well, I went to work like an idiot, worked the rest of the day. This is exactly 2 Thursdays ago, right? 2 weeks ago. And I knew I had fucked up. So I worked that day. I think I called off next day. I think I worked Saturday and Sunday, all the while suffering this pain. Went to my doctor. Now, this is where the story gets messed up. I knew I had a serious injury because, like I said, I've had back injuries most of my life. I told the doc, "Hey, I need an MRI." "Well, we can't give you an MRI until you do this, this, this." So I'm like, "What the fuck?" So she tells me it's a lumbar sprain and gives me like Motrin, right? Motrin, and that's like Motrin to the pain I was experiencing is like trying to put out a fucking forest fire with a squirt gun. So she gives me Motrin and like I don't know, prednisone or some shit, right? And I'm like, whatever. So I'm in so much pain, so I start calling around to like spine specialists. I get one, and I get like just unbelievably lucky, and I get in to see this specialist the same day. I'm like, damn, I'm lucky as fuck to get in and see this dude, right? So I get in there. He's like, "Oh yeah, you're fucked up. Something's wrong. You have a herniated disc or something." I'm like, "Well, I figured that, And he's like, "Okay." I'm like, "So can I get an MRI?" He's like, "No, we gotta send you to therapy first." I'm like, "You're gonna send me to therapy with the herniated disc?" That's exactly what happened. So that Thursday, I started my therapy. I went Thursday. I went Friday. Now, mind you, something's wrong with my back, and they're putting me in traction, which is a machine that stretches your spine, puts it back together, stretches, puts it back together. Saturday morning, I wake up in just even more excruciating pain than ever before. And I'm like, enough is enough. I go to ER, get to the emergency room. And they're not like, "No, I don't know if we can give you an MRI." I'm like, "You got to be fucking kidding me. I'm dying here, And finally, they're just, once again, I got lucky. They do an MRI. And then they're like, "Holy shit, I have a ruptured disc. It's leaking the spinal shit onto or whatever's in the disc between your vertebrae. It's leaking it onto my sciatica nerve," right? So they send it to my doctor. He's like, "Oh boy." They put me in observation overnight, bring in the neurosurgery team, and they're like, "Yeah, you have to have surgery. It's called a microdiscectomy." I'm actually having it tomorrow. And fortunately, I mean, as far as surgery on your spine goes, it doesn't sound like it's a pretty, I don't want to say simple, right? But it's I don't want to say minimally invasive. I really don't know what word I want to use to describe this, but it's a small incision, and I should be in and out of the hospital at the very worst, the overnight stay. More than likely, if the surgery's earlier, I'll get to go home same day. Okay. And then, but unfortunately the recovery is, you know, anywhere from 6 to 12 weeks. And I'm going to miss a lot of work. So I'm really hoping I can be back up and running by the time the season gets around. But I don't know. I'm going to be out of work for a couple months. Have to catch up on some shit. Fortunately, my wife works, has a good job, but you know, I don't want to get behind on financial stuff. So I'm not sure if I'm going to have the extra cash to go out and spend on pyro this year. And I don't know if I'm going to be physically able to put all the boards together and haul them around, because I do most of that stuff myself anyways. I'm really hoping, but you never know. So I'm having my surgery tomorrow. I'll probably shoot an update video next week. You know, I've had a fucked up ass offseason, man. My basement flooded not too long ago. I had to get a fucking all type of plumbing work done, dude. It's just been a motherfucker this offseason, man. But fortunately, I do have some fireworks down there that I purchased at the end of last year, and I had them elevated on tables. So even though Mother Nature tried to hate on me, I was one step ahead of that bitch. But my racks did get soaked. I think they're fine now. I think the tubes will be all right. I'll test them out maybe Memorial Day if everything's good. But yeah, long story short, man, long story long, whatever. I'm really hoping to be able to do some pyro shit this year, but I don't know right now. I have to see how recovery goes. And you know, after my recovery, I get into therapy, and you know, we'll see how everything's working. Okay, right now it looks kind of dicey, but you know, we'll see. Hope for the best, right? So, but even if I'm not shooting pyro videos, I'm gonna definitely be watching all the stash videos, you know, all your guys, whatever you guys are doing, your demo videos, you know, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be commenting. You'll see, you know, I'll be commenting on everybody's videos. So you guys be safe. Don't push any cars, and I'm going to catch you soon. Peace.